Look at the amount of people here today. It's awesome. The atmosphere is great. The way the championship is ran, the promoters, the guys that run the championship, they do a fantastic job. It's the toughest domestic championship in the world for sure. A lot different circuit to anything I've ever ridden on before, but I enjoy it. So the riders are all extremely good. That's the other thing. The championship is extremely tough. Looks different than it looks on the internet. This year hasn't been how I've wanted to be, but yeah, it's another learning curve in my first year of BSB.
A little bit unfortunate with Josh, really, in qualifying. You know, he did some good first and second sectors, and kind of in qualifying got messed up a little bit through sector 3. He definitely picked his pace up, and a bit happier with things in general, really. So I hope he can get a good start and go and race with the guys that he should be doing, really. James, obviously qualifying's been a little bit down for us during a lot of the year, and it's really important to qualify strongly here. So picked a pace up, good front row qualifying, and you know, hopefully we can carry that on through the later rounds of the year, really. Once we get in the showdown, you know, we think that those circuits will play into our hands a little bit better. They certainly suit the Yamaha a little bit better, and James's recent experience has been more on those circuits, to be honest. Yeah, Silverstone, Assen, Donington and Brands, obviously the last one should suit quite well for us.
The lights are out, 18 laps ahead of them then.
The front 3 now, Laws, Byrne and Ellison. Oh, look, Ellison having a look into the chicane. That's such a difficult place to pass there.
Alex Lowe still leads the way. James Ellison looking all the time a little bit eager to try and find a way past number 67, Shaky Byrne, as they cross the line once again to complete 6 of 18 laps. Across the top of the fabled mountain that's been here, of course, ever since this track was originally invented, when it used to turn sharp right at the end of the start and finish straight and just turn back towards the mountain. Josh Brooks carves his way very, very sweetly there underneath the Milwaukee Yamaha. So Brooks, Taiko Suzuki, swoops on 3rd place and makes a clean move on James Ellison. Wonderful kind of thrumming noise from these engines when they're relatively low down the revs, and they
somebody's off. Ellison,
at the foot of the Ellison went down. The Milwaukee Yamaha went down. He lost it as he came out of the right-hander. He must have lost the front just at the foot of the mountain. Crossed the line. Number 22, Alex Lowe, takes the win. 11th for Linfoot. 12th place for Josh Waters. Tantalising race ahead of us in the sunshine here at Cadwell Park. It'll be a tester. It'll be hot. It'll be scary. And what about number 46? He's on the front row of the grid. Thomas George Bridewell the second. What can he do from there on the Hustle Racing Kawasaki? He can get away with Alex Lowe's and Josh Brooks. Brooks snatches the early advantage. Look at James Ellison trying to come round the outside. Josh Waters is 10th. James Ellison runs well wide down the hill out of Barn. Kicks up dirt in the face of Shaky Byrne. Tommy Bridewell, watch this. He's now into 2nd place. Take a look at this,
Here
folks.
we go.
Oh, Brooks had a horrible moment coming over the mountain. That's cost him.
Yep.
Fastest lap of the race for Josh Waters, who's passed Westmoreland and Kirkham.
Oh, I tell you what, Brooks is wide there. Ellison's having a look at the inside. You've got to get past Brooks clean because he will lean back on you. You know, that's fair enough. That's fine, was that? Ooh,
Brooks,
look at Brooks.
And that wasn't something that Tommy Bridewell might have been expecting. It's one of Josh Brooks's favourite little numbers, and he's pulled it going into the hairpin. So Brooks and the Taiko Suzuki move back into 2nd place ahead of number 46, Thomas Bridewell.
Yeah, and I think Ellison's maybe having tyre problems or something now. He certainly dropped back that last lap.
And look at that, Josh. I'm really impressed with Wildman Waters running just behind those two. He's just got better and better as the weekend has worn on. And the Australian champion running a strong 9th and trying to close the gap on that battle between Walker and Hickman.
Here he goes.
And he just thought about it. He's going inside into Park corner, and he eases aside Alex Lowe's. Can he hold the line? Lowe's tries to come back at him into Chris Curve. Brooksy wants his third win. He saw Alex Lowe's get his own third win earlier in the day. Brooks shaking the Suzuki's head.
And I'll tell you now, Brooks will be prepared to... he's down! He's up!
Brooks loses it going down into Mansfield. Cadwell Park raises its proverbial roof to Alex Lowe's. Samsung Honda wins it. Tommy Bridewell second. James Ellison in third place.
Ran at the front first race. Unfortunately, I hit the casing. But the same thing happened in race 2 to race 2. Just towards the end, you see I dropped back there and lost a position again to Josh. It was almost like a rerun of race 1, really. We'd made a slight change with the rear, just lowered it a little bit to try and get some more grip towards the end of the race, because that's where we struggled in race 1. Unfortunately, it didn't make much of a difference. Made a tiny bit, so I could hang on with him a little bit longer. And unfortunately for Josh, he came down, but fortunately for us, we kept that third place and more silverware and 1 podium credit. So, you know, it's better than kicking the balls. So I'm happy with that.
Josh, a lot better in the second race. You know, he's had his best result of the year there, with 8th, and doing some good strong lap times during the race. So, yeah, hopefully it'll be a big confidence booster for him. Yeah, generally happy. Back to the workshop, regroup, and a bit of testing next weekend at Silverstone.